Welcome to Feel Learns English, a calm place to improve your English step by step. Let's start today's episode.
Tanvir, before we begin, tell me, how was your weekend?
It was productive. I didn't just sit at home. I cleaned my apartment, organized a few things I had been postponing, went for a long walk in the evening, and even tried cooking something new.
Oh, that sounds interesting. What did you cook?
Well, let's just say this. If I had followed the recipe properly, it would have tasted better.
Ah, that sentence right there. That's today's topic.
Exactly, that beautiful structure.
Did you notice what he just did? He said, if I had followed the recipe properly, it would have tasted better. That is exactly what we're learning today.
It looks complicated at first, doesn't it? Had plus past participle, would have plus past participle.
Yes, it sounds like a grammar explosion, but don't panic. Today, we're going to break it into small, simple pieces, step by step, and by the end of this episode, you'll feel confident using it naturally. If you're at a B1 or B2 level, this lesson is perfect for you. And before we move forward,
If you want to improve your English fluency step by step, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe.
because grammar becomes much easier when you practice regularly.
Now let's start slowly. This structure is used when we talk about unreal past situations, things that did not happen, imaginary results in the past. In simple words, we imagine a different past.
Example, if I had studied, I would have passed. What does this mean?
It means you didn't study and you didn't pass.
Exactly. Now I'm imagining a different result. I'm thinking about what could have happened but didn't. That's the key idea.
Let's break it down. Part 1. If plus had plus past participle. This talks about the unreal past situation. If I had studied. If she had left earlier. If we had known.
Part 2, would have plus past participle. This talks about the imaginary result. I would have passed. She would have arrived on time. We would have helped.
So if I say, if we had left earlier, we would have caught the train, it means we left late and missed it.
Exactly. We are not changing history. We're just imagining a different version of it. So it's like regret often?
Yes, often regret, but not always regret. Sometimes it's reflection, sometimes imagination, sometimes analysis. It's bigger than just feeling sorry.
Okay, let's slow down and break it carefully. First part, the past perfect.
The first part is if plus had plus past participle. This is called the past perfect. Examples: if I had gone, if she had studied, if they had arrived, if we had left earlier.
So this part always talks about the past.
Exactly. A past situation that did not happen. Now comes the second part. For the third conditional, we usually say would have plus past participle. But in mixed conditionals, we use would plus base form.
Okay, slow down. That's important.
Yes, today we're focusing on both third conditional and mixed conditional. Third conditional, past to past. Structure: if plus had plus past participle, would have plus past participle. Example: if I had left earlier, I would have caught the bus. Reality?
You didn't leave earlier. You didn't catch the bus.
Exactly. Past cause, past result. Both parts are in the past. Real life situations. Situation 1. Presentation. You didn't prepare well. You say, if I had prepared better, I would have felt more confident.
That sounds very natural.
Situation 2. You forgot a birthday. If I had remembered, I would have called you.
Emotional damage.
Exactly. Why do we use this structure?
So why does English even need this?
Because English needs a way to talk about unreal past, alternative reality, what-if situations.
So it's like creating a parallel universe.
Yes, that's beautiful. Grammar is imagination. Mixed conditional, past to present. Now let's move slowly to something many learners find confusing: mixed conditionals. Structure: if plus had plus past participle, would plus base form. Example: if I had studied medicine, I would be a doctor now.
Wait, that result is present.
Exactly. Past cause, present result. You didn't study medicine in the past. Now, in the present, you are not a doctor. Another example: if I had saved money, I would be traveling now.
You didn't save money before, so now you're not traveling.
Exactly. That's mixed conditional. The key difference: third conditional, past, transfers to past. Mixed conditional, past, transfers to present.
So the time changes in the second part?
Yes, and that's why this topic is B1, B2 level. You must clearly understand time relationships. I'll give a situation. Create the sentence in your mind. Situation: you didn't exercise last year. Now you feel unhealthy. Sentence: if I had exercised more, I would feel healthier now.
Perfect. Mixed conditional.
Exactly. Simple rule to remember. Before we continue deeper, relax. You don't need long grammar formulas. Just remember, past regret transfers to would have. Past decision affecting present transfers to would.
Simple rules are better than long grammar books.
Always. Grammar should feel logical, not scary. Always.
All right, now let's go a little deeper because B1 and B2 learners usually understand the idea, but they mix the tenses.
Yes, the logic is clear. The grammar becomes messy.
Exactly. So let's clean it up slowly. Common mistake number 1. If I had studied, I would pass the exam.
It sounds almost correct.
But it's wrong. Why? Because would pass is present or future. If both parts are about the past, we need if I had studied, I would have passed the exam. Past to past.
So if the result is also in the past, we must use would have plus past participle.
Exactly.
Common mistake number 2. If I studied harder, I would have passed.
That sounds strange.
Yes, because studied alone is simple past, but third conditional needs had plus past participle in the if clause. Correct version: if I had studied harder, I would have passed.
Natural conversation practice. Why didn't you get the job?
If I had prepared more, I would have answered better.
Perfect. Third conditional. Now another one. Why aren't you living abroad now?
If I had accepted the offer, I would live in Canada now.
Perfect. Mixed conditional. Notice accepted to past, would live to present result. Past cause, present reality.
Emotional power of this structure. This structure is very emotional. It can express regret, blame, relief, reflection, and dreams.
Dreams?
Yes, listen carefully. If I had followed my passion, I would be happier now. That's not just grammar, that's life.
That's powerful. Comparing 3 realities. Let's compare carefully. 1. If I study hard, I will pass. 2. If I studied hard, I would pass. 3. If I had studied hard, I would have passed.
3 different realities.
Exactly. Number 1, real future possibility. Number 2, unreal present. Number 3, unreal past. Conditionals are about time logic.
Transformation practice. Situation: you missed your flight yesterday. Sentence: if I had left earlier, I would have caught the flight. Third conditional. Past to past. Situation: you chose not to learn coding years ago. Now you don't have a tech job. Sentence: if I had learned coding, I would work in tech now.
That's mixed.
Exactly.
Spoken English and contractions.
In spoken English, native speakers don't always use the full formal versions. They shorten them. If I'd studied, I would have passed. I'd equals I had. Would have equals would have.
That sounds very natural.
Yes. If you want fluency, you must train your ear to hear these contractions.
Don't avoid this structure.
Some learners avoid this structure because they think it's too advanced.
Yes, they completely avoid it.
But avoiding it keeps your English limited. This structure is everywhere. Movies, interviews, daily conversation, advice, storytelling. Example, you would have loved that concert if you had come. Very common, very natural.
Clear comparison again. X third conditional. If plus had plus past participle, would have plus past participle. Past cause to past result.
So the secret is not memorizing formulas.
The secret is understanding time. Once you understand time relationships, conditionals become logical. Grammar is not just rules, it's structured imagination.
So always check the time of the result.
Yes. Ask yourself, is the result in the past or is it affecting now? That one question solves everything.
Number 3 is second conditional.
Yes, unreal present. Now let's analyze. Number 1, third conditional, past to past. Number 2, mixed conditional, past to present result or habit.
Number 3, second conditional, unreal present situation. A slightly more complex example. If I had listened to my parents, I would be more disciplined now.
That feels very real.
Because it is. Past decision, present personality. That's mixed conditional. This is why this structure is powerful in storytelling. Motivational speaking style. Imagine this in a speech. If you had believed in yourself earlier, you would be more confident today.
That sounds inspiring.
Exactly. Advanced speakers use this structure naturally because it connects past actions to present identity. Before we move to the next part, pause and try this. Write 3 sentences. 1. One regret about the past. Third conditional. 2. One past decision affecting your present. Mixed. 3. One imaginary situation about school or work.
Passive listening is not enough.
Grammar grows when you use it.
Now let's make it real. No more just formulas, no more only structure. Now we use it in real conversation, the way people actually speak.
Because grammar only becomes powerful when it feels natural.
Exactly. Scenario 1, career choices. Do you ever think about different paths you could have taken?
All the time. If I had chosen a different major in university, I would probably work in a completely different field now.
Perfect mixed conditional. Past choice, present reality.
Yes, I didn't choose that major, and now I'm not in that field.
Let me try. If I had moved abroad after graduation, I would be living in another country right now.
That sounds exciting.
But it didn't happen. This structure lets us talk about life decisions clearly and naturally.
Now let's talk about regret. If I had practiced public speaking earlier, I would have felt more confident during my first presentation.
That's third conditional. Both events are in the past.
Exactly. I didn't practice, I wasn't confident. Past to past. Now let's change the emotion. Relief.
Okay.
If we had left 5 minutes later, we would have missed the train.
Interesting. That's not regret. That's relief.
Yes, third conditional isn't only for regret. Sometimes it expresses gratitude. Storytelling with grammar. Let's tell a short story. Imagine a student named Daniel.
He wanted to become a doctor, but he didn't study hard in high school. Now he works in a different profession. We can say, if Daniel had studied harder, he would have passed the medical entrance exam.
Past to past.
Or we can say, if Daniel had studied harder, he would be a doctor today.
Past to present.
Same past event, different result time. That's the difference between third and mixed conditionals. Conversation practice. I'll start a sentence. You continue. If I had woken up earlier,
I would have arrived on time.
good. Now another one. If I had saved more money,
I would be traveling the world now.
perfect. Mixed conditional, past decision, present situation. I would travel more now.
Perfect. You see the time shift? Saved, past, travel more now, present, ability. That's exactly how mixed conditionals work.
Why do B1 learners struggle with this?
Why do B1 learners struggle with this?
Because they focus too much on memorizing structure instead of understanding time.
Exactly. Time relationship is everything. Always ask yourself, when did the cause happen? When is the result happening? Those two questions remove confusion.
Comparing three similar sentences. Let's compare carefully. 1. If I had called her, she would have answered. 2. If I had called her, she would answer. 3. If I called her, she would answer.
So even small changes completely change the meaning.
Exactly.
If I had known, I would have helped. They say, if I'd known, I would have helped. Practice these contractions. I'd, I had, you'd, he'd, would've, could've, should've. Full forms sound too formal in everyday conversation.
Yes, contractions make you sound natural.
Listen to this. If I had believed in myself more, I would be more confident now.
That's powerful.
Because grammar expresses identity. It connects past decisions with present psychology. That's why this structure feels deep. Reversing the order. You don't always need to start with if. I would be more confident now if I had believed in myself.
Same meaning.
Exactly. Just different word order. Workplace example. Why didn't the project succeed? If we had communicated better, the results would have been stronger. Very professional. Third conditional. Now mixed. If we had communicated better, the team would feel more motivated. Past action translates to present team mood. Real-life usage. This structure appears everywhere. Job interviews, relationship talks, apologies, motivational speeches, storytelling, movies. Example. You would have understood if you had listened.
That sounds like movie dialogue.
Exactly. Mini challenge. Situation 1. You didn't exercise last year. Now you feel tired easily. Third conditional. If I had exercised regularly, I would have had more energy. Mixed. If I had exercised regularly, I would feel stronger now. Situation 2. You didn't accept the job abroad. If I had accepted that offer, I would live in another country now. Situation 3. You forgot to back up your files. If I had backed up my files, I wouldn't have lost my work.
That's very realistic.
Target clear summary. Understanding grammar is one thing. Using it naturally is another. Let's make it automatic. Acceleration check-in. Third conditional. If plus had plus past participle. Would have plus past participle. Example. If I had left earlier, I would have caught the train. Both parts are past. The situation is finished. It cannot change. Mixed conditional. If plus had plus past participle. Would plus base form. Example. If I had left earlier, I would be at the office now. Past action translates to present result. When you simplify it like that, it feels manageable.
Because it is manageable.
Real-life speaking example. Imagine a friend asks, "Why do you feel tired all the time?" You say, "If I had slept earlier, I would feel better today." That's very natural. And that's the goal. Not just correct grammar, but natural, confident English.
Yes. Now, imagine regret about money. If I had invested earlier, I would have earned more. That's past, past. But listen to this. If I had invested earlier, I would be financially stable now. Past to present.
Just a small change in the second part, but the meaning changes completely.
Exactly. Time controls everything.
Let's talk about emotional tone. Sometimes this structure sounds soft and supportive. If you had told me, I would have helped. That can sound caring, but it can also sound slightly blaming.
Tone matters. Grammar is structure. Tone is emotion.
Let's fix some wrong sentences. Wrong. If I had known about the meeting, I would attend. Pause. Correct. If I had known about the meeting, I would have attended. Why? Because the meeting is finished, past to past. Another one. Wrong. If I had practiced more, I would have be confident now. Correct. If I had practiced more, I would be confident now. Mixed conditional, past action to present confidence.
So the key is always checking time. Yes. Ask yourself, is the result in the past? Or is it affecting now? That question solves 90% of mistakes.
Interview situation. Interviewer. Why didn't you complete your degree? You could say, if I had managed my time better, I would have finished it. Or, if I had managed my time better, I would be in a different position now.
That sounds mature and reflective. And advanced, because it shows complex thinking.
Deep reflection. Think about one mistake, one missed opportunity, one decision that changed your life. Example, if I had taken more risks, I would be more confident now. Or, if I had spoken up earlier, I would have avoided many problems. This grammar allows deep reflection.
Variations. Could have and might have. You don't always need would. If I had tried harder, I could have won. Possibility. If I had left earlier, I might have avoided traffic. Uncertainty. Third conditional has variations, but keep it simple first.
Final speaking exercise. I'll say a life area, you create your own sentence later. Health. If I had exercised more consistently, I would feel stronger now. Career. If I had accepted that job, I would have gained more experience. Relationships. If I had communicated better, things would be different now. Money. If I had saved earlier, I would be more secure now. Education. If I had focused in school, I would have achieved higher grades.
These feel real, not like textbook sentences.
Because grammar must connect to real emotions.
Memory trick. Here's a simple mental shortcut. Had equals past door. Would have equals past result. Would equals present reality. When you say had, your brain goes back. When you say would, you check where the result is. Visual thinking helps.
Final confidence reminder. You don't need perfect grammar to speak. Even native speakers mix conditionals and fast speech, but understanding this structure makes you sound thoughtful, reflective, advanced.
And remember, fluency is not speed. Fluency is clarity.
So if this episode helped you, follow the podcast and share it with someone who struggles with conditionals.
And write 3 sentences, 1 third conditional, 1 mixed conditional, 1 personal reflection.
Practice makes it natural.
Grammar becomes confidence.
And confidence becomes fluency. Thank you for learning with us. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.